Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Care Managers Inner Circle live at 8. We've got a great format for tonight. Some great guys. As you all know, we've got the Care Managers Inner Circle live conference on the 13th and 14th at the Care Show next week. So really excited about that. And I've got 3 retrobates who are going to be speaking next week. So let's bring them in. There's Neil, there's Will, and there's Liam. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Johnny. Good evening, guys.
Good to see you. If I get concussed, it's because my head keeps banging on this thing.
Look at it.
On my banner. But good to see you, fellas. And looking forward to next week. So for those of you who've just tuned in, these are 3 of the 5 speakers that we've got at the show next week. Come over to Stand C52, see our big battle knickers. And if you ask Will, he might even get his didgeridoo out as well.
There, Johnny, I gotta be honest.
Certainly better than getting my tits out, which someone else has got.
Well, just before, let me just caveat that. Liam behind him does actually have a rather naked lady. There we go.
There we are. There's the shot. There's the money shot.
Right. So, just before we get any more complaints, gentlemen. So good to see you. So Neil, do you want to just introduce yourself, my friend?
Yeah, I'm Neil Jerd. I think that you've invited me along next week because I wrote the leadership book.
You are right.
Which is a book about leadership. I've also made videos about leadership. Stop me if I'm going on too long, because when you say introduce yourself, it can be the 30-second version.
You've already gone on too long, but but no, that's good, mate, and good to see you. You're quite right. We were just pimping you just for your book, my friend. That is it.
I'm happy with that.
3 copies on the seats, please.
Absolutely. Liam, sir, and your naked picture behind you. Introduce yourself.
Girlfriend there, quite attractive. That's my brother's art. Liam Palmer, registered manager in the West Midlands. Interest in quality, learning from people who know stuff, and being part of that movement to improve residential care, improve the quality and make the experience better for people who live there, which all sounds very dull, but kind of works for me, so whatever.
Yeah, and a good man. I know you've got an incredible background, which and you've been writing all sorts of books on overwhelm and etc. So it's great. It is great.
Yeah, it's all good.
And Will, sir, and your egg boxes. I know they're not egg boxes, but
it's sound. It's proper soundproofing. It's the proper stuff. It's Will Taylor. I'm a health and safety professional, and I specialize in making health and safety training fun and engaging and pragmatic. And I like to throw in as many movie references as I can. It's health and safety, but not as we know it. There you go. It's a Star Trek reference.
Well, guys, look, great to see you. So we're on next week. So I'm right in saying, Neil, so you're first on for the Care Managers Inner Circle.
Yes.
And you're on the 13th. So that's our first day. We've got a few speakers actually. We've got sort of two speakers on the 13th, and you're one of them, sort of kicking the show off. So what's your talk going to be on, my friend?
But the basics of a little bit about the book. I haven't got long. I mean, I think I'm speaking for 20 minutes and taking questions for 10. So what is leadership? And a couple of really essential basic points that anyone can apply, whatever you're leading, whether it's a care home or a business, whatever your place in leadership is, there'd be stuff in there that's useful.
Great. Yeah, and I know you've been a busy boy recently, doing all sorts of courses and cadres and workshops. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I mean, I've been busy with lots of coaching. I've done my first residential course for a year and a half, which I did 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I feel busy. Just in balance. It's just in balance.
Well, yeah, you certainly see it. Well, it's we're looking forward to next week, and you must come over to C52, our stand, and if you've got some books there, that'd be great. And if you've got any literature as well, bring that along, mate. Even for the 14th, we'll sell your books for you, mate.
Well, please do. Yeah, please do.
We'll just be giving them away, mate, like confetti.
Yeah. I think they go. I mean, people, you've seen the reviews. Well, you're a big fan. You've been pushing it since the beginning, haven't you?
Yeah, and you don't pay me, which
not enough.
No, we do. I do love the book, and not because I want to smoke, blow smoke up your proverbial. It is a great book. It's plainly written. I like it. I like the pictures in there because I like pictures, and no, I think it's a well written book that says what it says on the tin, and so I really do like it, and you've got great credibility in terms of your background. Anyway, that's enough praise for one evening.
I'll take that. Thank you.
So Liam, mate. So what have you been up to since we last spoke?
Yes, I'm in the midst of putting in these 3 or 4 layers of tech into this large residential nursing home in the back of West Midlands, which is kind of fascinating. And I think in general, residential care is obviously fairly challenging, as home care is right now. But I think, like Neil, having an interest in, the positive benefits of leaderships, of developing teams, and also technology, I think it's the time to step up, isn't it? Let's use this difficult time to just improve. The long awaited. Let's move away from paper records. Let's move away from hierarchical kind of old-fashioned management structures. And let's kind of, let's redesign social care a little bit so it's fit for purpose. So it's a great place to work. And I just do my little tiny bit, which is to try and make the home manager role a bit more accessible, and to talk about some of the good ideas outside care that just work, like listening to staff, like behaving like a human being, like not bullying people, all the really crazy ideas outside social care, which I'm sure Neil could
just having people
cover.
And just having people come to work and actually enjoy it. I mean, that's a proper crazy idea. Can you imagine?
Well, indeed.
Staff retention. God, mate, you go through the roof.
Totally. Yeah, and I think there's a whole movement of decent, inspirational, smart people like yourself, Jonathan, the people you liaise with, and we're all part of a movement, aren't we, to professionalise social care, to strengthen the quality of the service that people get, and as you said, to make it an attractive place to work.
See, me and professional in the same sentence. That's something which you rarely hear.
Well, I'll say it for you, and then you can.
But it's you're quite right, and it is a skill, and it's increasingly technical now, and you do need technical know-how, and that's why we partnered for the Care Show with Personal Centre Software, because they are pushing Go Digital, and they're not pushing there. Whilst yes, indirectly, yes, of course they're promoting PCS, but the reality is they're pushing, digitization in social care, which is what. And we've also got Michael Corbett, who's on tonight. Good evening, Michael. He's the big boss.
Exactly.
For the Care Show. There you go. And he said, looking forward to seeing you guys at the Care Show. It's going to be fantastic. And I saw him recently at the Care, Dementia and Nursing Show at the NEC. And he was excited to see. I mean, and huge. We took my hat off to those boys and girls, because they dipped their toe in the crocodile-infested waters first to see if anything was in there. And as a result, they've taken the plunge. So moving on to Will, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. As busy as everyone is at the moment. Working on a big project at the moment to make one of our video e-learning courses more relevant to a customer. So it's a big, I won't say who it is yet, but it's a big national courier. Basically, wanted to take our off-the-shelf course and make it completely relevant to them. So it means we have to rebrand it, change all the colors, change all the images, tweak all the written content so it matches their procedures, and include just a lot of additional content, really. And I'm really excited about that, because most e-learning is very much off the shelf and generic. And I've been waiting for a while now for a customer who wanted to work on something a bit more tailored and bespoke. So, and no one else is doing that in my industry. So maybe that'll be a little niche for us. Maybe not. We'll see. In the meantime, I'm just enjoying it. So that's what I've been working on.
I really liked you. I mean, the reason why, just so everyone knows, the reason why I reached out to Will was because he started putting out these quite refreshing little video vignettes of, no long, a couple of minutes, just on initially LinkedIn. It might be on other platforms, but LinkedIn. I just thought, this guy talks the most common sense ever when it comes to health and safety. And there's no rocket science. It was about just have the ability to get on with people, and you might be able to make your workplace a little bit safer.
Yeah, well, a lot of the things Liam was talking about, just getting on with people and being nice and listening and stuff. And so that's just a transferable skill, and in the health and safety profession in particular, we teach all the technical skills like risk assessments and inspections, and we teach people about hazards and risks and how to control them. But I know in 20 years of health and safety training, no one's ever taught me the soft skills. Just the people interaction skills, which I've learned after 20 years of doing this, are far more important, really, than the technical skills. Some of the most effective health and safety people I know actually don't know that much technically. They know enough. They've got a good foundation, but they're just really good at winning people over. So on the 14th of October, when I come along, I've got this bizarre hybrid presentation about health and safety and the people. So in particular, we're gonna tackle risk assessment. I know that a lot of non-health and safety managers, like care home managers, you have to do risk assessment, and it's hard work. You tend to do it more from a compliance point of view. You tend to do it because you have to, rather than because it's the right thing to do. So I'm going to try and help people do risk assessments more to do what they're supposed to do, which is to make the place safer. That's what they're supposed to be for. But that tick box compliance part, I'm going to share some real simple tips on how to make your risk assessments easier, quicker, just more efficient. I'm going to show you what you have to do, what you don't have to do, how to simplify your risk assessments. And I'm going to set everyone a challenge. I want you to rip up all your risk assessments and just have one. Just have one risk assessment for your whole care home. One risk assessment for your care home. Just one. That's your challenge. Might be a fairly decent size. It might be quite big, but it won't be complicated. Just one. And from there, I'm going to try and cover the other bit as well. How do you get more cooperation from your staff? And this is where I guess Neil and Liam could kind of jump in with some tips. How do you get more cooperation from staff on the solutions to the risks? Because people don't like doing things safely sometimes because it's a bit of a faff, isn't it? So it's like, how do you get buy-in? This word buy-in, that's the secret. That's the secret ingredient for all health and safety professionals. So I'll share some tips on that. And in particular, I'm not going to say what they are yet because I haven't quite decided, but I'm going to hit on one or two really controversial topics where you're likely to get conflict with your staff around health and safety. And I'm going to hit those head on with a very simple strategy on how you might be able to diffuse that conflict and move forward in a more proactive, solution-oriented way. So there we are. That's what I'm doing on the 14th.
Brilliant. So the 14th, just to really sort of sum things up. So we're one of so there's five or six speakers that we've got on the 13th and 14th. We're on Stand C52. You won't be able to miss us. We've got big battle knickers high in the air and a big washing line of undies, and we've got cutouts of all sorts. And it'd be great to see everyone along there. You'll see these amazing gentlemen. There's some other speakers as well. And it's there as part of the Care Managers Inner Circle annual conference on the 13th and 14th down at the Care Show. So if you're watching this on catch up, then please register your tickets. We'll put the special link in somewhere down there or wherever. And it'll be great to see you. Well, look, guys, thanks for coming along. and persevering with the we had sort of sound issues, and but we got through in the end. That's why I had to come and sit in the kitchen because the Wi-Fi is a bit better. And there's a hare's head behind me. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Not as impressive as yours though, Lou.
Well, I want to show off, but yeah.
Guys, well, look, thank you so much. We will see you all next week. If you stay in the room, 2 ticks, and we'll see you next week. Right,
Superb. Before it. Nice one, Johnny.
See you, everyone.